Good indicating, numbnuts. You're indicating fucking right, you dick. Fuck's sake. Indicate right. Hello. Well, afternoon, folks. Been out of the house, or should I say, I've been out of the house for all of 2 minutes and already come across 2 moron drivers in the London roads. So it's Saturday time for me again, and I'm off to a place to play football. Hopefully we can get our first win of the season after our disappointing draw last week. I've got quite a bit of, well, it's about an hour to get to this place, I think. Google Maps at least is saying 50 minutes. And with the traffic, that's generally right. No need to rush. I've got an hour and a half before kick-off, hour and 40 in fact. Must admit, we went out for a few beers last night. Ideal preparation for a match. For some reason, I just can't stop burping. So yeah, it's what, nearly end of September, and I can't believe the weather is still this good. I would have thought I'd have this little puppy tucked away by now. Told you. News this week. It's been a slowish week in work. Nothing really out of the ordinary. Although, I've got a hamster top tip. Go through all of your accounts and cancel the direct debits that you're no longer using. I've got a few accounts and one that I just squirrel money away into. Put it in there and I don't look at it at all. They send me cards, I cut them up so I can't have access to it. Always got a bit of a rainy day slush fund that way. And it was an account that I used a long time ago to pay a mobile phone bill from O2 from. And this number I cancelled, turns out, in October 2008. But rather than cancelling my contract, O2 decided that it would give me 18 months for free before taking my direct debit again. So mid-2000, well, just before 2010 I think it was, they started taking 20 quid-ish a month out of my bank account. Now it took me a long bloody time to find this information out. I think I spent 4 hours on the internet chat talking to some prat, probably over in India, barely understand the language, no access to any of my records or accounts. He confirmed what number it is. I confirmed that it was cancelled a long time ago, go look at your call records, etc., because I want my money back. So his thing was, you can't have your money back, it's not our fault. And then had the gall to say, actually, in order to cancel this number, you need to give us a month's notice. Get fucked, Four Eyes. I'll give you 5 years notice, 7 years notice. But anyway, I got disconnected from one chat, go through the same frigging story again on another. I think I ended up on about 3 people, or talking to 3 people in total, getting absolutely nowhere. So, they were awesome. But anyway, put a huge email together, printed off or saved all the chats that I had, sent them into the complaint department. And to be fair to O2, within 4 or 5 days, the woman came back to me and said, yeah, we looked through all of the accounts, blah blah blah. It looks like you were put on this free 18-month contract, etc. But we will reimburse you. And sure enough, nearly £1,000 they have put back into my account. But going back to the top tip, double check everything that's coming out of your account, especially these days with I don't know, fraud and credit card cloning and all this type of thing. People have a lot of cards generally these days. And I doubt any of us look at them that often. I've actually got, I don't know, from back in uni days I had an egg card. Never cancelled it, so I'm assuming that it's cancelled. I know I've got an RBS one. I've never used it, no idea where it's registered to anymore. I move house more than I change my pants. Yeah, outside lane, dickhead. I think as a matter of course I'm going to go through all of these old places and make sure that my accounts are fully closed, there's nothing in them. We'll be looking at buying a house at some point next year, I suspect. And I want to make sure everything is tickety-boo. Something else last week that annoyed me a little was all this solicited email you get of you've been approved for £1.5's credit card and things like this. Fill in these details now, send it away, and you'll have the card within 48 hours. And like I said, I moved house in my life a lot. I think pretty much every year, apart from the house that I'm in now, because I've been there 2 years, or over 2 years now, in fact. Just concentrate here a minute. Yeah, I mean, I moved every year in uni. I moved, I don't know, lived in Cardiff for a little bit. Must have moved 4 times. Lived in about 4 different houses down in London. So all these solicited email places, or letters that they're sending you saying you're approved for credit and all that kind of crap, they could be going to my old addresses. Somebody picks it up, fills it in, sends it away, fakes my thing. They've got a credit card in my name that I've not authorised. How do you stop all this crap coming through your letterbox? Bloody hell. In today's world of fraud and things like that, it's got to be so easy to get a card in somebody else's name. I mean, we get letters through the post now of a guy that lived there before us, and that was obviously over 2 years ago. I could fill it in, get a credit card in his name, I guess. It's ridiculous. I got really irate actually with one of the letters that I opened. It was from Vanquish, which is like the credit card of death. You know, it's 5,000 APR and all this kind of shit. And they actually attached a blank card to it, which gave me the impression of just fill in this paperwork and this card will be active. But actually, when I looked at it a little bit closer, the number had all zeros and things like that on it, so it wasn't a proper card. But that's what got me thinking. There should seriously be some sort of restriction on, I don't know, companies just being able to send you stuff to say apply for this. In my opinion. That's my rant for this week, I think. So summarise, check your accounts, burn all the credit card companies. On to better matters. It's football time. Interesting to know how many bikers are interested in football. I always thought football was a very popular thing. I remember in school and through uni everyone seemed to love it. And partake in watching or playing or whatever it is. I'm one of those, I love it. But looking at my kind of friends that I've got down here, there aren't that many football fans, to be honest. It's really odd. But everyone I know who rides a bike has zero interest in football. Excuse me again. So we're on the outskirts of London in reality. We're not central where all the real moronic drivers are. But they make their way out to the suburbs at times. One thing with Google, I wish it would iterate commands a little bit quicker. Click. We did play at this place once last year. Can't remember the result. I got a feeling we won. I'm guessing it's the same team. Hello, sir. This bike does get a lot of attention. I've had people hanging out windows, going down the motorway looking at it before. Yeah, so after football, I've got to rush back. So I'm not expecting to do much talking on that one. Give you the result. So I'd like to keep a log of all these results of what I played and where I've been. I have no idea where I played last year, what the results were in reality. Good to have a little vlog of them all. Right, I have to rush back because it's the fiancée's 30th birthday next week, and we're going on the Lash in Swindon. Next week, that is. So I'm taking her out for dinner tonight. But I booked the table for 7:30. Oh, come on. Without knowing that this league match was going to be miles away. So I have to jump on the old bike, run home, ride home as quickly as possible within the laws of the road. To be stuck in traffic. Fuck that. Yeah, you can see me. Hi! There's a very girly hi. Hi! Yeah, so anyway, restaurant-wise, we've been there before. A place called Pescatori. I'd recommend it to anyone. It's a bit of a seafood place, but it does do other things. It's up by a cocktail bar called Makiki as well. And if you want to go and spend a lot of money on a single drink, you can go in there and have a cocktail. I think London prices are expensive normally. This place is amazingly expensive. Bottled beer for I don't know, it's probably a £5, but cocktails are about 18 to 24 quid. And that's not the most expensive one. Pescatori, very nice. We like oysters and they do oysters. Oh, London. Why would you drive a car? So that's my evening. Tomorrow, I'm hoping, well, I have to put and fix my R6 to get it through the MOT. So during the week I put some LED indicators on it, so I broke one of the indicators. So that took some fiddling around with a load resistor and all that type of crap. Actually not that difficult, but just a pain in the arse. And I actually found that the right indicator I was fixing, and whilst I was fixing that I noticed that the left one wasn't working either because some of the wires had come loose. So fixed that one as well. So they're all good to go. But the horn doesn't fucking work. So I'll have a play around with the horn and see if I can get it working, but that one might have to go to the garage because electronics isn't my thing. But I do have a new rear brake for it because there was something very wrong with the last one. I put new pads in it, I don't know, it's probably 2 years ago now to be fair, but you don't really use the rear brake that much. But the one pad was knackered. And the front brake pads are absolutely fine, and I changed them at the same time, so there's something wearing and not right. So I bought a new second-hand brake, which I shall be fitting tomorrow. Putting brake fluid in it's always good fun. Right, where have I got to go? I haven't been listening. I have a feeling it's straight over. Nice lean. Turn right. Now you tell me. Fuck me. How am I meant to do that? Just gonna do that. It's a bit naughty, but it's not my fault, Gov. Google told me too late. Which goes back to my earlier point of making sure that Google does things a little earlier. What the hell are you talking about, woman? Right, time to concentrate. I'm a little lost. Left onto Lyndhurst Avenue. So... oh, bollocks, it's that one. Where are you taking me, woman? Half-mile down here. How to get lost in London with a sat-nav 101. Talking to your helmet to nobody. Don't pay attention. I don't like sitting behind big trailers. You can't see what's in front. Awesome. But yeah, I was showering this morning, as you do, drying my testicles and penis with the missus's hairdryer. She turns around to me and says, "What the hell are you doing?" And apparently, heating your dinner was the wrong answer. Ba-bum. Almost there. That is the pitch, I believe. A lot of people there today. Last time we were there, it was empty. Hidden. Alright, people. Wish me luck. See you in a few hours. Oh, nice. Look at that bad boy. It's amazing. Well, boys and girls, another match over. Match report as follows. 1-0 down half time. It was a bit pants the first half. And then literally straight from kick-off, literally straight from kick-off more or less, we concede another for 2-0. Great start. But then, for whatever reason, we started to get a foothold in the match. Brought it back to 2-2. But it didn't stop there, because we scored another 2 and won 4-2. Happy days. To be fair, my defensive performance was crap today, quite frankly. But they were a decent side, they were better than last week. And to beat them 4-2, 3 points on the board, 3-2, 4-2 people, get the points on the board, it's happy days, quite frankly. So now it's just up to me to absolutely gun it home, so I can go out for dinner tonight now. So on that note, given that I got somewhat lost on the way here, because I was chatting into my helmet, I am going to say sayonara. So until my next one, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video, and I'll speak to you kids. Oh, hello. I'll speak to you kids sometime during next week, I suppose. Laters. Oh, and by the way, the burps have stopped. Happy days.